Greetings, Summit family. Today, I want to talk to you about how to position yourself for favor. We're going to look at the story of a woman named Ruth in the book of Ruth. And Ruth was the daughter-in-law of Naomi. And she went to work in the field of a man named Boaz. And in Ruth chapter 2, then Boaz, in verse 5, then Boaz asked his foreman, "Who is that girl over there?" And the foreman replied, "She's the young woman from Moab who came back with Naomi. She asked me this morning if she could gather grain behind the harvesters. She has been hard at work ever since, except for a few minutes rest over there in the shelter." The first principle of favor that I want to share with you is work hard. She worked hard in the field of Boaz. Verse 8 says, Boaz went over and said to Ruth, "Listen, my daughter, stay right here with us when you gather grain. Don't go to any other fields. Stay right behind the women working in my field. See which part of the field they are harvesting, and then follow them. I have warned the young men not to bother you, and when you are thirsty, help yourself to the water they have drawn from the well." Ruth fell at his feet and thanked him warmly. She was gracious in her words. That's another principle of favor. She was thankful. "Why are you being so kind to me?" she asked. "I am only a foreigner." Boaz says, "Yes, I know. But I also know about the love and kindness you have shown your mother-in-law since the death of your husband." By the way, I'm reading from the New Living Translation. "I've heard how you left your father and mother and your own land to live here among complete strangers. May the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have come to take refuge, reward you fully." Here's another principle of favor. She was kind to her mother-in-law. She operated in this principle of honoring your father and mother, that it may be well with you and that you may live long on the earth. Verse 13, Ruth replies to Boaz, "I hope I continue to please you, sir." She replied, "You have comforted me by speaking so kindly to me, even though I am not as worthy as one of your workers." She continues with her gracious words. Now I want to read verse 15 from the Message Bible. This is exciting. When she got up to go back to work, Boaz ordered his servants, "Let her glean where there's still plenty of grain on the ground. Make it easy for her. Better yet, pull some of the good stuff out and leave it for her to glean. Give her special treatment." Boaz, listen to this. Wow. He pulled out the good stuff for her. This is favor. Give her special treatment. That's what favor is. It's preferential treatment. You can cause your own preferential treatment. How do you do that? Let's review. What did Naomi do? Or excuse me, what did Ruth do to obtain favor in her life? It just didn't fall on her. She did things to position herself for favor. She went to work in the field, and she was gracious and thankful, and she spoke to Boaz with respect. Then she operated in the principle of honor. She honored her mother-in-law. And here's something else. Even when she eventually found out from her mother-in-law, Naomi, that Boaz was actually a relative. And she went on to marry Boaz. The favor continued. I mean, she went on from gleaning in the field to eventually becoming Boaz's wife. All right? But even when she found out that Boaz was a relative, she continued to go to work in the field. She didn't act entitled. Oh, now, oh, you now, uh, since you're a relative, hey, I don't need to be out here working in the field. No, she kept working in the field. So, if you operate in these principles, you too will obtain favor in your own life.